What's up, guys? Me again. Um, I'm gonna be walking around my house for this video shoot today. So if the lighting gets kind of bad or you hear certain noises, because I'm walking around my house and stuff. Just to do it. I don't know why. Just wanted to walk around my house. I didn't just feel like sitting down today. Um, Today's little video is gonna be more about me and how I got into Pokemon. Yesterday I talked about more about anime, what animes I got into first, but it's different from Pokemon and different animes because Pokemon was the very first anime I did get into, and it kind of changed my life around and did certain things. Starting off, my cousin had introduced Pokemon to me when I was about 3 or 4. Um, we played it, bought the action figures, we watched the TV shows, the movies, and it kind of came to a point where he outgrew it and I never did, and leads me here today making videos about Pokemon and have my Facebook page for Pokemon, and you know it just kind of changed my life around. It made me be myself, and I didn't only get into Pokemon just because I was a kid. There are certain reasons why I actually got into Pokemon. um, Really, when I was growing up, I had a lot of problems. I mean, I was a good kid, never did anything wrong. It's just kindergarten year, going to first grade. I got glasses, which is not a big deal. But then in first grade, I didn't started doing bad in school and all different kinds of stuff, only because I had hearing loss in my left ear. And really this has nothing to do with Pokemon, but going through that made me the nerdiest kid in school, and you know, people made fun of me because I had glasses and I had a hearing aid, and I just didn't grow up as one of the popular kids in my old town in school. So I had hardly any friends. When I went to school, I never wanted to go to school because everybody made fun of me. But now and when I went home, I was glad because I was able to go back to my toys that were Pokemon and the TV show and everything. Pokemon is really my true friend. I have to say that now. This is probably my very first friend, my best friend. That's why I never outgrew it. Is because I always had so much problem at school that I actually came home and you know, acted like I was Ash or something. I actually had Pokemon. Pokemon were my first imaginary friends, and still till this day, I would say I still think of them more of my friends because that's just who I grew up with, and I actually enjoyed it. I was a nerd for it, but I enjoyed it. Also, my parents got divorced at 13. My dad had got put in jail and prison and all that for reasons that I will do not that I discuss with everybody, and I will discuss, but over this probably inappropriate, so I probably will not discuss it with y'all. Only for the fact that it's kind of a long story and everything. My dad always tried to toughen me up, and he told me that watching this Pokemon crap, we said the other word, but I don't want to say a bad word. I don't want to cuss in front of this or anything. But he said watching a Pokemon crap's not going to make me anything. That it's not going to get me anywhere in life. Well, it kept me out of trouble, and it made me who I am today, where I will be one of the first to actually go to college in my dad's side of the family. One of the first. And You know, they thought I was gonna be just like my dad. He got into all kinds of trouble. He smoked marijuana. He drank, and to me, I tried to change. I didn't want to be like my dad. I I despise my dad so much. I apologize to all y'all people who actually enjoy their dads. I say good job for y'all. But growing up, I was abused by my dad. My mother was abused by my dad, and I always had to stand up for my mom, and that's why I really got abused. Um, so I despise my dad a lot. I don't want to be like him. His brother-in-law and his sisters and all his family would tell me, "You're gonna be just like your dad," and I look just like my dad, and that's one thing I hate, because I despise my dad, and there's really nothing fixing that. But to everybody who has a great dad, I'm proud of y'all. I'm really, really not gonna say jealous. Can't really explain what I'm trying to say here, but y'all enjoy your time with your dads, because he's your dad. My dad really wasn't my father figure. I had a father figure, and also I was raised by him. And that was my step grandpa, and I called him Popo. And he was my biggest role model. Everybody has their role models, being a famous person sorry, being a famous person or something. But my role model was actually my grandpa, my Popo. And he always told me, do what you love. He was a mechanic, so I always wanted to be like him. But I noticed that I wasn't good with cars, and he always taught me some tricks about cars. He taught me some tricks just about life, and I always went to him, you know, when I needed to talk to somebody, because my dad was never there. He wasn't a father figure, and I was around all kinds of women. I was raised by my mom, my grandma, and my tia. But my popo was the only male model that I had around me, and I went to him, and he always told me, just be yourself. Don't let anybody change you. If you like stuff that nobody else likes, don't take it into consideration to change yourself, because you are who you are, and you'll only change yourself if you want to, but don't force yourself to. So I always listened to my popo, and words of advice that he gave me. So I never gave up on Pokemon, because, like I said, they were my best friends. That little TV, I mean, it's a cartoon, yeah. But in my mind, I know that if Pokemon were real, I would try to catch them all. I would try to befriend them all, because, come on, they're Pokemon, and that's just what I like. I'm just real friendly. This video is going to drag on quite pretty long, and most people will probably stop watching before the 5-minute mark, only because it's kind of pointless to hear this kind of story. But honestly, I'm just going to continue on, so I'm sorry if this video is a little too long. Continuing on, I still went through liking Pokemon, playing Pokemon, and I didn't really care what anybody else thought. Moving to Snyder, I kind of kept it to myself, and going to find out that Trainer Blue on the Facebook page, he also liked it. Finding out that his cousin, which is my best friend, his brother also played it, and he also liked it. His whole family basically liked it, and now my best friend lives down the street from me. Trainer Blue's cousin, he's starting to get into it. He played a walkthrough with Pokemon Emerald, and he just loved it. So we'll begin to see a lot more from him. And yeah, you might be seeing a couple vlogs with him, but you know, it got to a point where my grandpa, my popo, had got cancer, and I had saw so much go down and so much happen. It came to a point where he was just in the hospital, and there was nothing that was really gonna be good for him. Um, yeah. I remember the last thing, we were sitting in the room. It was me, my grandma, and my Thea. And he started, he wasn't able to talk. And the last words he kind of said to me and my Thea were our names. And it made me so happy that, that was some of the last words that he ever said. And it was my name he said first. I'm sorry if I'm getting kind of emotional. I mean, he was a great man. It came to a point where the last day that he lived, I couldn't even go see him because I knew what was going to happen, and I couldn't live it down. And because he was the biggest thing in my life, he was my role model. He told me to actually stay into Pokemon, and I did. And for the rest of my life, no matter how old I'll get, I'm going to stay into it because he's the one that told me to. Growing up, that was the only thing I really had looking forward to were Pokemon. And now with all these new releases and everything, yeah, I think some of them are stupid, like Trubbish. I thought the snow cone, ice cream cone thing looked stupid. Now they have cotton candy and a perfume Pokemon. But honestly, I really don't care because as long as they're still making Pokemon, I'm still going to like it till the day I die. Yeah. So, there's my video for today. It ran on for almost, I guess, I'm thinking 13, 14 minutes. Anybody who stayed to watch this video, thanks a lot. I mean, you can like, subscribe. It really doesn't matter to me. If you are wondering what kind of videos I watch over on YouTube, the main people that I watch over on YouTube would be Smosh. Because when growing up, I also had Pokemon, and YouTube had came, and I had just barely got a computer, and I started, looking stuff on YouTube, and I looked up Pokemon, and one of the top videos that popped up was real life Pokemon, and it was by Smosh. And it made a joke about Pokemon, and it made seeing that other people, I mean, I know other people like it, but seeing them actually do something with it over on YouTube and getting actually very famous for it, I mean, it's pretty awesome. So I'll leave their description down below so you can go subscribe to them too. Like I said, like, subscribe. It doesn't really matter to me. There's more about me than you actually know. Like of yesterday's smoke session with Arcanine, he was talking about like the Middle East and mass media. My real grandpa was actually from the Middle East. He was from Iran, so I actually have Iranian blood in me. So that kind of stood out to me about him talking about that. And yes, at school I am called a terrorist, just to let y'all know. But like, subscribe, doesn't really matter. You can do whatever. And I'll see y'all guys whenever I get the chance. So, yeah. And I'll be doing my countdown pretty soon, so yeah. So, yeah. I don't know what to say now. I'm just kind of stuck walking around now. So, bye guys.